like, this is Kay, and I was on her podcast, and she just posted it, and I started watching it, and I'm just like, what? You're a singer for Jumpsuit
Oh,
Apparatus?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Also, not to correct you straight away, but I am non-binary, so pronouns are they, them, if you don't mind.
Okay, okay, sorry.
No, you're good. I mean, if you don't know, you don't know, right?
I didn't know, and I was like trying to find your name for a bit too. I'm like, wait a sec, I don't even know the name.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's just K, like just letter K.
That's it. That's
Okay.
it.
Okay, perfect. But then this morning, I'm just like, I got into that rock mood. I was like, like
Yeah,
what?
I just joined the band like a month and a half ago, so it's very like fresh. But I mean, I grew up obviously listening to them. I'm an elder emo, so I mean, hello.
Yeah, like Bullet for
Oh
Valentine
yeah,
and all that. I
all
got
that.
like in the rock mood this morning,
Yeah,
thanks to you.
amazing, amazing.
And I didn't know that the part in the song where it's like, I'll tell you, my friend. I
Yeah.
always thought it was, I'll tell you, muffin.
Oh, I'll tell you,
I don't
Muffin.
know. I don't know
Listen,
why I thought it was muffin.
we love a misheard lyric. Like I love, like there's this song by a band called Paris, and it goes, "You give me something to talk about," but the way she sings it, it's like it sounds like she's saying, "You give me something at Taco Bell." So now every time
Oh,
I hear the song, I'm like, okay, Taco Bell.
okay, very good. I was just like, I was a little starstruck for a sec this morning.
Oh,
Like,
I'm
very nice. I'm like,
just a person out here trying to do cool stuff.
yeah, yeah, you're really cool and awesome. So, yes, if any of you are thinking about trying to do things more creatively, get into freelancing, then you'd be very motivated and inspired by Kay.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I never really wanted to do like the 9 to 5 thing. I tried it like once. I did it for like 3 months, and I was making enough money to like at the time I didn't have a car. So it was like when I was like 21. So I grew up overseas. So when I moved back to America, you know,
Let's just tell everyone your story. Just like go
how
for it.
much time do you have?
We got time. Give us the origin story. I gave you
Yeah,
mine.
so
It's your turn.
yeah, yeah. So I'm from Oklahoma. Was born there, and then when I was 16, my family moved overseas for my dad's job. We moved to the UAE. So I graduated high school in Abu Dhabi, and then I had to figure out like what I wanted to do like in life. So my dad told me you can get a degree or you can, you have to get a degree before you do what you want, basically, right? So and in high school I had a teacher, my like English teacher. I was a really bad test taker, and she told me like you just have to play the game. Like you just have to, like you just got to figure out how the game is played and play the game to the best of your ability. So when I graduated high school, my dad told me that I had to get a degree. I was like, how can I play this game? So I took like a local photography class, like some random guy was just like teaching photography. And I went and took the class, and for whatever reason, he emailed me later and was like, "Hey, I'm looking for a production assistant on an upcoming shoot I have in Dubai. Would you be interested in like coming to like do behind the scenes? I'll give you a camera to use, and you can like come with me on the shoot." I was like, "Okay." So met up with him. We went up to Dubai, and he didn't tell me what like the subject matter of the shoot was. And come to find out, we were photographing the next year. So this would have been like 2011's that year of like the Maserati that came out. And so he had gotten two Maserati cars and two Formula One race car drivers. And we went out into the desert, and he just photographed these cars for like a British motorsports magazine called Evo magazine. And that was like my first taste of like creative, really anything outside of like high school art or theater or whatever. And I had taken like film classes in high school in Abu Dhabi. So I was like kind of into like filmmaking and things like that. So I did this photography like production assistant job. Um, and I kind of like fell in love like instantly. I was like, this is so cool. I should like see if I can find something that is creative arts or like visually creative that I can do. And around this time, my mom had taken me skydiving in Dubai for like my graduation present and my 18th birthday. So we went skydiving, and while we were waiting for they like film a video for you and edit like a DVD. This is back when DVDs were like all the rage. So they were like editing our video together. And so you just kind of like wait around until they're done. And at this time, I had like started kind of doing some YouTube stuff here and there. And there was a skydiver that was like laying on the floor. It's like a big open area. He was like laying on the floor on his laptop, like looking at footage. And I just like saw like his screen, walked over, and I was like, "Hey, like, what are you working on?" And he was like, "Oh, I want to edit this, but I don't know how to edit. Like, I'm not an editor, um, but I want to make like a highlight reel of my jumps." And I was like, "Oh, I can do it." And I took his laptop right there on the floor and like edited a video for him real quick in like iMovie or something. And that was kind of the end of it. Got our DVD, we left. And me and this guy had exchanged numbers through WhatsApp because that's how everyone communicated over there. And we all had Blackberries back then. Like that was like just the phone to use.
What's that?
Yeah,
Don't you
dude.
need BBM then?
Maybe I don't
I'm
remember.
like,
It's
if
been
you all
so
had
long.
Blackberries, that's BBM, not
Yeah, we did have BBM,
WhatsApp.
but we also had WhatsApp on the Blackberries because like that's how like international everyone
Okay.
uses WhatsApp over there. So like a week or two later, I can't remember if he texted me or emailed, doesn't matter. And he was like, "Hey, the CEO of Skydive Dubai wants to offer you an internship here as an editor and a videographer. Are you interested?" And I was like, yeah. So I still had to find like what I wanted to do for like, a degree. And I found a school, a trade school in Dubai. And they have campuses all over the world. It's called SAE Institute. Um, it stands for the School of Audio Engineering. That's their like bread and butter. But they also, the different campuses around the world have different things that you can study. So there's like film production, games development, web design, animation, all kinds of stuff. So I found this school in Dubai and it was like, I don't know, a 5-minute cab ride to skydive Dubai. So I told my dad, I was like, "Hey, I found a trade school where I can get a bachelor's degree in 3 years instead of a 4-year college program or the university program. And I don't have to take like math or, stuff I don't want to take. I can just focus on, film production." And so my dad was like, "It's a degree. Sounds good." And so I moved up to Dubai at 18, like, which is just insane to like look back and think about. At the time, I was just like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to school." But now I'm like, I was 18 in Dubai. Like that's crazy. Um, so I studied film production. So I'd go to school like every day and then go straight to the skydive drop zone in the afternoon until sunset. And then all the skydivers would like skydive together at sunset as like we made it through the day, whatever. So they would take me skydiving like constantly. So I was just like always tandem attached to somebody, just skydiving all the time, filming, like making documentaries, doing like a bunch of B-roll for like the DVDs that they would make customers. So that's kind of how I started like making or telling stories really. I just had to like come up with a story every day to like tell for Skydive Dubai. And while I was at school studying film production, people always ask like, "Do you need a degree?" Like, "Nah, not for that." But I did it to like appease my father, but also like I learned everything that I know as like a filmmaker, as a documentarian. I learned everything, like, on the job, like, on assignments, like, I didn't
That's the way.
they didn't really, like, give you, like, the tools in film school. I mean, I think the most I really learned was, like, script writing, which, like, I don't really do that much narrative stuff, so I don't really need that skill. I can do it, I can write you a script, but, like, it's not really my forte because I don't practice it a lot. Um, but I learned how to, like, basically like tell the basics of like storytelling, and I also learned studio lighting, which again, like I'm not really shooting in studios that often in comparison to like outside or in like an environment where I'm filming a documentary. But should I need to use lighting, I can set up some lights, so I definitely learned everything like on the job. And I think that's the way that most people that are creative learn, is like hands on. Like we're not good at like textbook stuff, we're way better at hands on learning or
Show me,
visual learning.
show me how to do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
You've had a series of fortunate events, though, too.
Indeed. Indeed.
you, you put yourself in the right places, and
Yeah.
that, yeah. Talk to us, I guess, about that the difference between the way that lots of people think they can, or sometimes people get down because they think, oh, I don't have the money to go to school or
Yeah.
whatever, and how like being open, all those good things.
Yeah, I think one thing is like kind of pursuing those creative opportunities. Like with me editing that guy's skydive video, like that led to an internship with which led to other stuff like later on. But I think the willingness to say yes to stuff is really important. Especially like when an opportunity is like offered to you. Obviously you got to weigh the pros and cons, but at the end of the day, I think saying yes will get you way farther. Just being willing and open to do stuff, and even like last minute things. Like I think people really appreciate somebody that's like willing to kind of like, if you're available, right? Like it happened to me yesterday. I got a message, um not last night but the night before at like 9 p.m., and it was like, hey, are you available for video, photo, and a drone gig tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.? And I was like, sure. Like just because I like was available. But like if I had said no, like that guy's not gonna call me again. But because I said yes to being available and like jumping in and like helping somebody out because somebody had canceled, like that person's probably gonna call me back. So it's like being willing to like jump in and help people, like making yourself like an asset is also important. And that's something I actually learned later in like the touring world, like as a musician and as like a touring crew personnel, is like making yourself an asset and like helping pick up the slack when somebody needs help, um, is really really important. And also I think the networking is under the people don't really talk about how important networking is. I think people do, but not as much as like the other stuff. But I really do think that like networking is vital to this because if you're not doing the outreach, like no one knows you exist.
Absolutely. If you didn't meet those people, like you wouldn't have got to do that. The funny thing is, if you actually tried to like do like that shoot with the cars and
Yeah.
everything, if you tried to do that, you probably wouldn't be able to.
Exactly. And
Like,
like cuz I didn't have like the skill set at that time. So it's like, but on that shoot I learned so much, and like that guy ended up giving me his old camera. So that was my first camera, was like a Nikon D5000 or what, I don't even know. But that was like my first camera was gifted to me because I helped this guy on his shoot, and he knew that I was like trying to get into like film and photography at the time. So he was like, use this. And I was obviously like it doesn't get better when you're gifted the item that then goes on to like create your whole life.
when I was like 15, my mom took me to a hair show.
Hmm.
She's a hairdresser too, which is funny. And there was a guy taking pictures, and I became his friend. And
Sure.
he was funny. He was a French guy that came here and opened a pile of salons, but he does photography and he
Mm,
shoots for like Getty and whatever.
sure.
He had 12 salons. I became his friend, and he gave me an old D600. So we both started on Nikons.
It's so funny. I was so quick to sell that thing. I was like, get this away from me.
What? I can't. I can't. Like I, because
I
it's
kind of,
like,
part of me wishes I still had that camera, but like I sold it. Or no, I think I sold it and then bought another used camera, but I bought a Canon. So I like moved over to
yeah, I
Canon because I
love
was shooting
Canon.
video, and like the Nikon just like it doesn't there's
It
no
didn't even have
comparison.
video. That one didn't have video,
Nah.
but I still use the 85 millimeter for portraits. I
Oh
love it.
yeah, dude, there's nothing like a 85 prime is I have one right
Oh,
here. I love this freaking thing. Dude, I this lens actually, so I shoot on Sony now, but I still have this Canon lens and I put it on a Metabones because I love this lens so much. This freaking camera lens, like I worked on Vans Warped Tour in 2017, and I was like a correspondent, like a journalist basically for a magazine. And somebody left this lens on a stage one day. And the stage manager texted me and was like, "Hey, we found this lens. Can you help us find who it belongs to?" So I used the magazine, which was like a big magazine. It's called Alternative Press. Um, I used their Twitter account and their Instagram account to make a post. I was like, "Hey, somebody left their lens at this show on this stage. If it's yours, please contact us. We'd love to get it back to you." Nobody ever contacted us. So like I just
Bro.
got this 85 lens and like
Yo.
I still have this. It's been what, 8 almost 8 years. Like this is one of my favorite like portrait lenses. It's just a Canon. Like but it's sick. It's a 1.8. Like I love this thing. I still use it.
Blessed. So I don't even have really a big. I have the Canon M6 Mark II
Sure.
because it's just the smallest
Yeah,
APS-C
yeah.
with a full
So
with
cool.
4K
Yeah.
uncropped.
Yeah.
So it's just I like it, but I found, have you seen those? The Super Miller, like the fluid, they're like the old like movie
Yep.
things. I
Yep.
got that at Value Village for $14.
That's crazy. Dude, I just like lost a fluid head tripod. Like I have no idea where I left it and I've been looking for it for days and it was like a potato jet, like a nice I don't know where it is, but I'm like losing my mind. Uh, can I read the chat while we're doing this, or should I just
Yeah,
like?
yeah, absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. Look,
Emina Pro says, "Who's that?" Hi, my name is Kay. I'm a filmmaker, photographer, drone pilot, and I scream in a band called the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. Hello, for those just joining us. We're having a chat. We're having a podcast type chat, hanging out.
see, so I ported it over.
That's
So
crazy. Yeah.
you can't use it's just manual, but
Oh yeah.
I
No. No.
love
No.
this.
No. No autofocus.
I love it for like street photography.
Sure.
Just being further away and being able
Yeah.
to kind of because you can get some cool shots.
Yeah, dude, it's dope.
So
Where is that thing? Oh, it's here. This is crazy. So I was, yeah,
just like
let's go.
adult show and tell. I love it.
Yeah, we're doing show and tell now. So I have been fortunate enough to work for a couple like I guess major celebrities and they do events like signing events all over the world. So I've gotten to like go to, Switzerland and Greece and like a bunch of different like really cool places for these signing events to do photo video. And when we went to Greece, we were like walking around in a market like the day before this signing event and I saw like a bunch of like vintage cameras and stuff, like film cameras. And I'd been wanting to get into film photography, but like when so to back up a bit, I studied half in Dubai for my film production degree, and then when I turned 19, I told my dad I was like, "Hey, so like I kind of want to start like dating and stuff, but I can't do that here because I just can't. I'm hello, I'm gay. Like I can't date here. So like I'm gonna basically like probably quit school and go back to America and do something else." And my dad was like, "Well, I have an opportunity to go to Australia, and my school, SAE, started in Australia and just like expanded out from there." And he was like, "They have a campus in Perth where we were going to move to." He was like, "You can finish your degree there and then do whatever you want. And then you can also like be a human, like date or whatever." So I was like, "Sounds good." So we moved to Australia, and one of our final assignment for film production class was we had to do a short film on film. So we were supposed to shoot it on like film cameras, but the year or like the class before us that graduated, they did their project on film. And when they sent the film to get developed, either on the way there or on the way back, it wasn't refrigerated properly. So it destroyed all their film. So the school was like, "We're not doing that again. Like, we're just gonna move to digital because it's not worth the money." And like they all lost their projects, which is devastating, right? So um we moved over to digital. So I never got to learn how to use film or like anything about it. But I've always wanted to like kind of like I wanted to start getting into it and with people like Peter McKinnon making film massive again,
Yeah.
right? You know, like
With that
they
camera that takes the huge panoramic
dude,
photo.
the
I
wide
want one
lux,
of
I'm
those
like,
so
"Oh my
badly.
god." You know what's crazy? When he first posted that video of the wide lux, it like you could get one on eBay for like $700, but when that video started blowing up, they're like a
Yeah.
minimum of like 2,500 now. And I'm like, "Damn it."
Oh,
Like,
I
dang
hate
it. But that
him.
thing is
I
so
hate
sick.
him.
But so I had to preface with that story. So when we went to Greece, I saw this film camera and I was like, "Oh my god, I want that so I can start shooting on film." Uh, it didn't have like a lens cap or anything. It was just like on a table. And who knows if the thing worked, right? Like I was just like, maybe this will work. Like I'll try it. And the woman that was at the booth, she was selling it for like 100 euro, and I was like, hey, I only have 50 euro. Can I like I would love to buy this. And she was like, well, it's my son, so I can't like, I can't sell it for him. He's like walking around somewhere. Maybe if you wait, he'll come back. I was like, okay, well, we'll do a circle and then like whatever, come back. So we like walk away. We get like, I don't know, 2 aisles down, and this kid comes running with his camera. He's like, please take it, please take it. I would love like somebody that wants it to have it. So he like sold it to me for 50 euro. And I did some research on this thing. So this is a Kiev 4A
Yeah.
film camera. This thing was created in the Soviet Union. So Russia, when they invaded Kiev, they moved all their camera manufacturing to Kiev. So this camera, and it's cool because like old film cameras, they've got they're in their serial number. It shows you like the first two numbers is the year it was manufactured. So this one was made in 71. So this camera's from 71. It still has like Russian on it.
Yeah,
And
it's a piece of art.
it's a piece of art. And now it makes art. This photo on my wall, this one here, that was like the first photo I took on this camera. It's the rocket booster
Wait,
from Starship.
oh, okay. I thought there was like some sun glare or something. I was like, what?
It's actually a light leak because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But it's a big ass light leak. And then there's the tower where the rocket booster sits. So that was like the first thing I ever photographed with this camera was a rocket ship. So pretty
That's
cool.
sick.
And now
And
I take this thing
I just
everywhere.
I have the talk to speech off just because it's too distracting, and
Oh, sure.
we're focusing on K. So usually I like just do streams doing like nonsense, like
Sure.
anything and everything.
Yeah.
Or if I'm doing a build or whatever, and I just let
Sure.
people come on and to talk to speech so they can like talk and you hear
Oh,
them
that's cool. So it like
talking. Yeah.
populates with like audio of them speaking?
Yeah, so
Huh.
basically you can stream and then you can sign on to Twitch and
Sure.
YouTube or
Yeah.
either, and
Uh-huh.
you just go speechchat.com,
Whoa.
you sign in, and then it'll automatically, so everything they say,
That's pretty sick.
no, not turn it on. It's too distracting.
I've never, yeah, my brain will stop functioning if we have
Yeah,
more
if we're
people.
trying to talk and we have other people talking, like it's our conversation.
Too much.
It's
But
just ours.
I've always wanted to do like streaming stuff, but I get so like uncomfortably awkward when I like run out of things to say. And then
Me too.
I'm
Me
like, okay,
too.
I gotta go. Like,
Yeah. I got terrible ADD, so it's just like in relationships
yeah,
or
yeah,
like
yeah,
in a
yeah.
date. Like, not that I have those anymore, but I'm
Right,
like,
right.
if I'm on a date or something and it's like quiet, I'm like, oh no, this is bad. What's happening?
Yeah, dude. I like crippling anxiety when there's like an awkward silence. I'm like, I need to leave. I need to leave now.
I'm screwing up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everyone's gonna hate me. So funny. So funny.
Oh,
But yeah, that's kind of like the origin. Well, kind of. There's a lot, but yeah. I mean, I finished school in Perth, Australia, and that's also where I started shooting concert photography because there was like a lot of local venues. And during this time, I had started building up a YouTube channel as a musician, doing like like really bad covers of like
I'm gonna
metal
find them.
songs. Because
I'm
I
gonna
didn't
like,
have the money to like pay for someone to make instrumentals, so I would just record over the song like as is and upload it. Uh, but I
we are
started
gonna
kind of making a
karaoke when you come.
yeah, exactly.
Okay?
Yes,
We're
yeah.
gonna karaoke.
I'm
I'll
down.
teach
I'm
you
down. I love
FPV
karaoke.
and we'll
I
karaoke.
love it. But so I
Yes.
started building a following on YouTube. So whenever the American bands would come to Perth, they would know me from YouTube. So they would like let me photograph their shows. And on my podcast, you and I had talked about like the different communities, like the FPV community and stuff. The photography community in Perth, because all these American bands were like giving me photo passes, the local photography people hated me. They were like, "How dare you come in and take over like the Perth photography scene? This is our scene." Blah blah. I'm like, "What? What do you mean?" So they got, and I would do guest vocals, and people would just be like, "Fuck this fucking American person coming in," whatever. Um, so anyway, graduated school and moved back to the US. I moved to California because they sold me the dream, and like I thought I had to go there to make it, and like, ugh, stupid. So moved to Los Angeles, and I started, and this was in 2014. I moved back to the US. That summer, I found Kevin Lyman, who's the founder of Warp Tour. Um, I found his email online, and I emailed him and I was like, "Hey, I just moved back to America. I would love to photograph Van's Warp Tour this summer." And he replied to me and he said, "Sure, which one?" And I said, "How many can I photograph?" Because there's like 30 shows over the course of the summer. And he was like, "Just tell me which cities. You can do as many as you want." So I ended up doing like 12 Warp Tours that summer, just like on my own dime, driving around, meeting up with friends, and going to Warp Tour and photographing Warp Tour all summer. And I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to tour. I want to do photo video for bands. And I was also doing guest vocals with these bands on stage because, again, they knew me from
How
YouTube.
did
So
that
now
happen? How did that happen?
I just I don't know. I just like put myself in the places that I needed to be in to get the opportunities. And then so I moved to California and I got a job as a this is the most embarrassing part of my story. I got a job as a photographer at a restaurant, like at a like family style Italian restaurant, like taking photos of people eating food. Like, and then I had to print each image out. We had like a kiosk, so it was like you take the photos, plug the SD card in, you print every image out, put it in a fucking custom frame, and then you have to try to sell them those images at the table. So like it's not just
Oh,
like,
that's
here's
so
your
good.
photos. Dude, the amount of times people would like take the photo from me, take their iPhone and take a photo of the photo and hand it back.
Oh man, there'd be some slapping going on. Give me
Dude,
that.
like it was crazy. And it was commission based. So it was like if you don't sell, 30 photos during your shift, like forget about it. So I was making enough money to pay for my Ubers, back to the beginning of
That's
my story,
impressive. That's still impressive. You sold enough pictures at a
to pay for
family
my Ubers.
restaurant.
Dude, it
That
was
is
nuts.
insane.
So yeah, I was like paying enough to get my Uber to and from work, and I was like, this is not sustainable, right? Like, and that was like I started that job in like June, and in August I got hit up by a band from Toledo, Ohio, and they were like, "Hey, do you want to come on tour with us? We'll pay you." And I was like, "Hey, I gotta quit this job. I gotta go on tour. Bye," and just like dipped. So I went on my first tour. It was the worst fucking tour ever. Like the van was a piece of shit. The drummer and the singer got in a fight, on like a fist fight outside a venue. The band ended up breaking up after their first tour, like just the worst. But that was my first
You
tour.
got
So
paid? Did you get paid at least?
I got paid. I
There
didn't
you
get paid a
go. This
lot, but I got paid.
enough.
Eh,
Enough.
whatever. Not my problem. Not
Hey,
my monkey, not my circus.
and
Yeah.
you vlogged it all too,
And I
right?
vlogged it all. Yep. So yeah, that was my first tour, and I was like, I'm never getting a real job again.
Oh
This
man.
is sick. So then I just like kept chasing that. I kept chasing tours and trying to like get more involved in the industry. And in order to do that, I moved from Los Angeles to Anaheim, California. And I moved 4 blocks away from like the local like hardcore metal venue. Because I was like, I want to photograph shows. This place will let you in without needing a photo pass. You can just walk in with a camera, which is like the greatest kind of venue for upcoming photographers. So I would like go there like every week and just take photos of bands and get to know bands and the local scene and local bands, and started shooting music videos and just started getting like really involved in the creative side of like music. And it was awesome. And at the same time, I found out on Instagram there were these like photography meetups in LA like every week. So it was like different themes. So you would show up, and at the first one I went to, there was like fire breathers and like, like sick souped up cars and motorcycles and models, and like every event was like themed differently. So we did like Halloween theme, or like, whatever was like relevant at the time. And it would be in different street spots around Los Angeles. So I got to know that city really well. I got to know the local photography community. Um, And at the first meet I went to, I met this guy, and somehow the topic of like abandoned buildings came up. And I was like, oh, I've always wanted to do that, but I don't know how to even start. And this guy was like, oh, I can take you to one right now. Like, let's go. I was like, sick. So we went to this abandoned place, and it was like an old army warehouse that had been converted into a flea market and then abandoned. And it was completely covered in graffiti, like top to bottom, walls, ceilings, floors, just covered in graffiti.
It was a bando.
It was a bando. And
It was
the side of the wall, the walls were like sheet metal, and someone had like peeled the wall open. So there's an entryway. So we walk in, and this security guard comes out from the back area, and he's like, hey man, I told you not to come back here. This guy had been there like several times. He's like, I told you not to come back here. And he was like, oh man, I'm sorry. Like my friend wanted to come see this place. It's really cool. And I was like, yo, if I give you $50, can we stay here for like an hour? He's like, you get 1 hour, and took my money and walked away. And we were like, yeah. So we like just explored this place and took photos. And like, then I was like, oh my God, I need to do this more. So now I became obsessed with like finding abandoned buildings and exploring them and documenting them. And like, the fascinating thing about those places is that like I think that abandoned places like have a soul. Like I think that they contain memories of like what happened there. And the darker the history, obviously the creepier the place. So like I've done like asylums, and you're like walking around and you're like, oh, it gets to a point where you like turn a corner, and it's like, I call it the darkness because I don't know how else to explain it. It's like the darkest pitch black you could ever imagine. It's like looking into like a void, like an ink blot, but like in real life.
Did
And
you
you're
ever
like,
go in a basement and when you're coming up the stairs as a kid, when you start
you're like,
running, like
something's
something's gonna
behind
get
me
you?
for sure. Yeah, yeah. But you're like looking at it, and you feel like it's looking at you. And that's the moment you like look at your friend, and you're like, you both feel the thing, and you're like, should we get out of here? Like, let's get out of here. So like that feeling, like I've never felt that like really anywhere else other than like abandoned places. Uh, and so I keep like chasing that, but also like when you go into an abandoned place, it's like the rest of the world like evaporates away. You're just in like you could be in the middle of the city, but like you're in a building where no one else is, and it's like eerily quiet, but you can hear like the building moving. Like you can hear like when the wind goes through the windows, you can like hear the doors kind of like shutting or like whatever paper or whatever it is. It's fascinating to me. It's like walking around in the museum, but nobody's in the museum. It's just you. And that's like the best way I can explain like going into abandoned places. But I fell so in love with it that I have since made like two photography books about exploring abandoned places. Most of my photos, like all these photos on the walls, are all different abandoned places that I've been to.
Show them. Bring
Um,
us closer.
okay,
Show
yeah.
it to us if
Wait,
you
can I
can.
flip?
Yeah.
I can flip the camera on one
Yeah,
second.
I think you
Let me
can.
give you
Don't
a tour.
disappear.
Oh, first of all,
Oh,
there's a
cute.
cat. She's the cat. Okay, so this is in LA. This is an old YMCA, like a youth center. It's just a pool, but it was like super well known in LA. And then over here, this is a school. These are both from a school here in Tennessee where I live now. Sorry, there's a glare. But like the plants are moving, like growing back up through this classroom. And this is like, dang it, that window's crazy. Okay, there we go. So this is the science lab. So this is literally the periodic table still hung up, and like you can see like nature's come back. And it's so cool. Like at the end of the day, like nature's always gonna win. Like no matter how much we trash this planet, like nature will always find a way. I'll show you one more. This is the other one that I really like. Uh, this is a church in Detroit.
Sick.
It's crazy.
Wait, what is that? Like the steps?
So this is like
Like
the
a
upper
museum?
balcony. So there would be pews here at one point, right? This is like the
Yeah,
upper
yeah.
balcony. The organ is over here, like downstairs. It's such a cool spot. Oh,
And
I
the
guess I
top
have to switch
part,
it.
like to show me the top part again. Like
This part.
is it
So it's
like
like a
carved out of a mountain or something? Or what am I
no, it's
seeing?
just literally falling apart. It's like
Oh,
that's a whole like it's just but the stained glass is all still there. It's
sick.
crazy. Yeah, and then this one's from Portugal. This was like an abandoned restaurant. This was our tour guide, and he was like, I asked him, I was like, hey, do you know about this abandoned restaurant? And he was like, yeah, I'll take you there. So
Nice.
pretty crazy, but yeah, man, I love abandoned stuff.
Did
It's super cool.
Did you watch the documentary? I think it was like called Skywalkers or something.
Oh, is that the one about the guy and the girl that are like in love? Oh yeah, it's great. I love that.
Oh, I like to me, like I haven't, because people are like secretive about that, right? But I
Oh
would
yeah.
die to just, I want to find people and like go up on roofs and then like FPV film them and
Dude,
like,
there's a guy in Toronto. I also have a podcast about exploring abandoned places where I interview other explorers, and most of the time they're like they don't want their face. We just do
yeah,
audio
yeah,
because
yeah.
they want to be anonymous. There's a guy in Toronto, and he photographed the baseball stadium from the rafters, like snuck in and got in the rafters and took a photo of the field from above. It's insane. But he's like a big rooftopper in Toronto. Uh, and that's the thing with like urban exploring. It's not just abandoned stuff. Like you have the rooftoppers, you have the graffiti artists, which like I don't really like. I don't think you should
I
like.
like the high stuff. I like that
Yeah,
just that, oh my goodness, that
yeah. There's a guy that
see
I talked to. He does cranes in LA, so he's a crane climber. Like he climbs, which is absolutely insane. But he had a buddy that base jumped off of a building in LA and like got away with it. And I was like, you got to tell me how you guys did this. Like, how'd you coordinate this? He's like, we had a getaway driver in the parking garage that he landed on. I was like, damn, like heist shit.
Yeah, the last guy that jumped off the CN Tower though was only charged like $50.
Yeah,
Like
it's not
it
like,
wasn't like if you can do it.
yeah, just do it. Good luck.
Like I just love to know. I'm just like, tell me when, let's do it and I'll
Dude,
film it, right?
exactly, exactly. It's crazy. Like it's absolutely insane. It's really cool like getting to know the community, especially like people that have done like the really just crazy stuff. I did a 3-part series about there's an abandoned Six Flags in New Orleans that got destroyed by Hurricane Katrina back in 2005. And it's been like sitting there just decaying for 20 years. And I was sent his Instagram, but I found the guy that had like essentially like become like the resident park photographer, even though it's abandoned. But like I was like, how the hell did this guy get access? This guy's like in there like taking photos every day, like lighting up the Ferris wheel, like with his own lights and taking photos and doing like model shoots. And I was like, how is this guy getting this access? Like, what the hell? Come to find out, he got hired by the person that bought the property recently, like 2 years ago, and the guy's building a film studio there. So they're going to tear down the park and put a film studio there. So this guy was like, please let me document the last like year of this place before you guys destroy it. And so that's what he did. He just got to document it and do really cool stuff. And he has a bunch of unreleased stuff that he's like waiting to put out. I just had him on my podcast. That's why it's like so fresh in my brain. But um I hit him up last November, and I was like, "Hey, I would love to come photograph the park." I always it's like number 3 on my bucket list. It's like Chernobyl, this abandoned space shuttle in Kazakhstan, and then Six Flags New Orleans. And he was like, "Yeah, like I'm doing." He did like photography classes, so you could pay him money to like go in the park and like learn about abandoned photography. And I was like, I don't need to like, I know what's up. And so he was like, just come shoot behind the scenes for me and then you can photograph the park all day. I was like, sick. So I did that. Uh, and we're walking around and he takes us into this like big warehouse. And dude, it was like going into like an abandoned Walmart, but everything is still there. So like all the Fright Fest, Six Flags cups, like ponchos still in the wrappers, hats, like staff shirts, just all kinds of stuff. And he was like, "Go shopping," and we were like, "Oh my god!" Because they're just gonna throw this stuff in a dumpster, and
Yeah,
then like
yeah,
it's gone forever. Like this is like museum artifact type
yeah.
stuff. So I picked up. I have it right here because it's so cool. So I found, and it's disgusting, by the way. It's been on the floor for 20 years, just like, but it's a Six Flags New Orleans like crew neck sweater.
And you
So
didn't stick it through the washing machine? You
I
keep
washed
it like
it
that?
twice, but I'm afraid to wash it anymore because like I don't want the logo to come
Yeah,
off. But it's freaking disgusting, but so cool.
awesome at the same time.
Exactly. It's a piece of history. And like, normally I'm like, you don't take things from abandoned places, like blah blah blah. But like that was cool. I had to take that. Sometimes you gotta take the thing. But yeah. I love cool stuff and like unique things, and abandoned places are the most unique because they all have a story. They're very cool. Yeah.
Okay, tell us about your first drone.
My
We're
first
40 minutes in and we haven't talked about drones.
I know, right? My first drone was a Phantom, a DJI Phantom with a big ass. It had its own backpack.
Tell us about how terrible it was.
The worst.
Or
It was the
amazing.
worst. It was not maneuverable. You couldn't like no tight spaces. Like it. That thing sucked, dude. It was the worst. But it was so big that I had like a camera bag. I was like, I don't want to carry two backpacks. But because it had like the posts, like the landing posts or whatever underneath, I would get a carabiner and clip it to my backpack. Be like, that's how I'm carrying this thing around. Just like,
Nice.
just ridiculous.
No
Um,
love.
it was so big, dude. That thing, and the controller was like beefy. I was like, this is a ridiculous thing that we're doing here. So that was my first one. And then I got the Mavic Pro back in maybe 2016, 2017. Used that for a while. I took it to Portugal when I went and took those photos in that abandoned restaurant. It's on video because I was recording on the drone. I'm flying around this circular restaurant. It's like 360-degree views in the restaurant of the city of Lisbon. I'm flying in a circle like around the building. I didn't know there was a tree on the other side, and I'm going like sideways in a circle and just like and you see it on video, it like tumbles down the tree and then falls on the ground. And I have the video. I was able to recover it. And in my edit, I had it like fade to black and then come back up and then fade to black. And it has like the heart rate monitor. And so it's like beep, beep,
You have to
beep.
send me that.
It's so funny. And it just flat lines and it's like goes to black. It's so funny, dude. But yeah, that was the first drone I crashed. And I was like, no, I'm in Portugal and now I can't fly my drone anymore. I was so sad. It like the back like legs, it looked like a dead frog just dangling, fucking dead legs. Um but I had like DJI Care Refresh, so they just replaced it. They were like, yeah, we can't we can't fix this. So they just replaced it. So that was cool. I kept that one for a while, and then I recently got the Mini 3 Pro because I like that it could shoot vertical. Like it
Yeah.
was cool for like some of my clients were like, we need like social media stuff, and I was like, okay, well, I'll get this like cheaper mini drone basically that can shoot vertical, still 4K 60, so whatever. So I use that a lot just because it's so easy to like pack and carry with me. But I've been wanting to get an FPV. I just like haven't pulled the trigger to like buy
You're gonna wait.
anything
You're
yet.
gonna wait. You're gonna wait.
Exactly.
You're gonna
I have to
visit
go to
in one
Toronto and
day.
then
In one day, I'm gonna make you. We're gonna teach you. You're gonna take
Yep.
you to the field. You're gonna have your
Yep.
first experience, and you're gonna be ready. Like
Yep.
I just had my first like DJI like commercial drone experience because I got a Mini 3. That's my
Yeah.
first drone like that. And
So
it is.
how is that in comparison? Like, how did you feel? Was it
It's
boring?
operating a robot. Like I
Yeah,
feel
oh
like
yeah,
I'm
oh yeah.
operating a robot. I don't
Yep.
feel like I'm flying. Like I'm like,
Yep.
there's nothing about this that's sexy. Like
No,
I'm
it's
just
not.
like,
It's not.
like,
It's very
like,
corporate.
I'm operating a robot,
Yep.
and I'm scared of like because I'm just like with a drone, even like a cheap little one, the
Mhm.
experience of flight, like you're flying, you know?
Yeah.
With this thing, it's so kind of like slow and
Yep.
laggy, like
Yep.
from looking at the video to moving the drone.
Yep.
It's kind of like, okay, I'm gonna try to fly around this,
You're
like try to do an
"Let's
orbit
go,
or something.
guy." Yeah, yeah.
And I actually just I went to a place. And the other thing that's weird about it is like in Toronto, there's all these airport things and whatever. So there's places where you can't take off.
Yep.
There's places where you're like geo-locked.
Yep.
And then there's places where it's like, do you take responsibility?
Yep.
And then I'm just like, I'm like, am I not allowed to be here? What happens if like they catch me or something?
Then you got to pay the fine, right? Like that's like if you crash into
I
a
hate
human.
that.
Yeah.
I'd never do that, but
Right.
I worry about a bird. Have you ever had a bird attack your drone?
I have, yes. Yeah. My friend.
That's what I'm scared of.
My friend has lost 2 drones to geese. They just like into the pond, like
that's
into
what
a
I'm
lake.
scared of.
Yeah.
And I didn't get the refresh. I'm like, screw that.
Oh no, you
because nothing breaks. Nothing breaks at the right time. It always breaks after.
Yep, that is one thing that I would recommend anybody buy. Is like if there's an option to any camera equipment that is like, you know, you should just get the refresh or the warranty. I think it's one of those things that is definitely worth it. And I'm speaking from experience because I've had to use it several times. So yeah, highly recommend getting a care refresh situation. But I'm just talking because he's not here. But I think
No, I'm listening. I'm here.
Oh, you're good. I think where I
put my drone.
What's interesting is that so you were talking about geofencing, right? Like in the US, because the government is like DJI is Chinese spyware. Like, what are you spying on? My neighbor's yard? Like, what are you actually talking about? It's so silly. But DJI was like, okay, you guys want to mess with us? We're turning off the geofencing and giving the responsibility back to the pilots. So now we don't have geofencing.
Well, like when there's like an event, like a NOTAM or whatever, is that what
Yeah.
it's called? Yeah, when there's one of those, then it stops you. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Like if there's like a football game or what, yeah. Notice to airmen is what the NOTAM stands for. But yeah, it's been interesting to like see the developments, and they were really hard on like DJI for a while, and then like the next thing that they needed to focus on started happening, which was TikTok, and then they were like, we're getting rid of TikTok, and now what's happening? We still have TikTok, even though it was supposed to go away, whatever. But then like the Epstein files, so now that's the thing, and now it's like this dude just got assassinated, so like forget about the Epstein files. Look over here. It's like, oh my gosh, look at that.
So I heard that if you put reflective crap,
yeah,
it makes the birds like go whatever, like they see it and they get scared.
Wait, where did you learn that?
Because I obsess over everything, right? So I have reflective. Genius. Yeah, so if you put reflective crap, when the birds see it, they're like, "What the crap?" And then they leave it alone. Like it scares them. I heard that. So
that's crazy.
So my daughter
reflective tapes your. That's amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna buy some reflective tape. That's crazy.
Yeah. Why not, right?
Yeah. That's so genius. I never thought about that until this very second.
Her name's Pinky.
Of course. You should call your FPV the brain, so you have Pinky in the brain.
Oh no.
Did you ever watch that show?
Oh yeah, of course. Animaniacs. I love Freakazoid. Do you remember Freakazoid?
Who thought that was okay for children? Not okay.
What?
Pinky in the brain.
Oh.
It's the most inappropriate show ever in the history of animated shows, I swear.
Okay, tell me why. I don't even know. I'm out here. Tell me.
Dude, if you just look up like Pinky in the Brain, like inappropriate scenes on YouTube, you'll be like, what? How? It's crazy. It's crazy. What a wild time to be a kid during that era.
Yeah. You know what? This inspires me like to kind of build something new in a way, because I'm just like, I didn't realize that this looks like I think that these are 6-inch props. Like I think like the distance from one side to the other is actually 6 inches. And I'm like, it blew my mind. I'm like, really? Because it's so little and it just tucks in like that.
I like it. I like the Mini 3 Pro because and the Mavic because they look like a little transformer. Like if Transformers made a drone, it would assemble like Autobots. Like it would fold out like that.
Yeah. The non-pro though, it doesn't have these sensors, so
Yeah.
it's just like it flies a little bit
Good
longer.
luck.
And I see, because of FPV, one of the most important things is like spatial awareness,
For
knowing
sure.
what is where. So you know how when you went in a circle and hit the thing, like you need to, like, one of the most important skills is just yaw spins. Like, you just
Yep.
continuously, wherever you are, do a yaw spin, make sure everything's safe, and
Yep.
don't do that, right?
I definitely didn't check my surroundings before I did that flight. And I flew it out. So the restaurant, like I said, it looked over Lisbon, but the room had like a window that was, I don't know, like 3 or 4 feet high, but it was like the whole wall was a window. So I flew backwards out of the window to like reveal the building and then spun around it. And then there was a tree. I hit that sucker.
Okay, then the other thing, okay, photography, right?
Yeah,
Tell me what you think about this. Because okay, if you're doing jobs and stuff, you don't get to choose. Like, sometimes you have to do something midday. But
sure.
I hate midday. I
Oh,
hate
yesterday I
midday.
had to
So
do something and the sun was like dividing the area in half, light,
yeah,
shadow. I was like, damn it.
so that's the only time I'd ever use an ND filter. But it's
Sure,
like, personally, I just say screw ND filters. I'll never use one. I'll just only shoot at like 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Like, you hit the golden hours. It's always perfect. I don't ever want to shoot when it's
sure.
not golden hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a snob that way. I'm just like, perfect lighting. Like, you
If you,
can't
I mean,
beat that.
if you have the say, but I do a lot of corporate stuff and it's like, we're
Yeah.
doing it from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And I'm like,
Yeah.
sick. Like, it's a nightmare. But I mean, you gotta roll with the punches. You gotta do the job regardless. And it's like, if your footage doesn't look beautiful, it's because, well,
You
they
suck.
booked you for 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Sorry. Like, dude,
No,
I did
you know
a
what's
job.
crazy?
What? Tell me.
The well, like, just the how powerful cell phones are now.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about that, like, when you're doing photography and stuff, messing with the ISO, messing with everything, like,
Yeah.
and it's so easy for things to go wrong
Oh,
that,
yeah.
like, you could just bloody take a cell phone, and it's just like, for no matter, like, when you're doing stuff manually and you
Yeah.
have to make sure the frame rate is right and make sure
Right.
all those settings, the ISO, the frame rate, the aperture, like, you have to make sure all those things are right.
Yeah.
And then, like, when you take your brand new cell phone, you put it in 25 frames or 30 frames or 60, and it looks the same. Like
Yeah.
it's not, it's doing everything digitally, right?
Right. Right. Right.
So it's such a different world where it's like,
Hmm.
you could just do all this on auto and
Hmm.
just, it's almost perfection, you know?
Yeah. Exactly. It's
And I
an
love and hate
interesting
that.
time to be a photographer, for sure.
Yeah.
I did a job yesterday, and it was. I was like, oh yeah. The guy was like, what camera do you use? I was like, I have, Sony gear. And he's like, okay, great. This is for social media. Can you shoot it in 1080p? I was like, what?
No, I'll export it in
Why?
1080p for
I was
you.
like,
Like,
why? Like, if I have the option, why?
oh no,
He's like,
because you know why? Because they can't. There's certain platforms, like, if you post, I don't know if it's Instagram or
it's
TikTok,
Instagram. You have
where
to
it
punch it
won't let
down.
you.
It won't even upload. It just
Yeah,
crashes.
I know. So that's why sometimes they do that. So you still, like, I actually, like, I like 2.7 is like my
Yeah,
favorite thing to
2.7
shoot
is
in,
great.
because there's less memory, and let's just, like,
Yeah.
it's good enough.
Yeah. And
And
I say that because I'm now switching my camera back to 4K because I'm like, I have to, I'm shooting a Lincoln Park in 2 days. Um, and I was like,
I'm so jealous of you. I'm
if
just
I
straight up
roll,
and like
if I
so
roll
jealous
up,
of you.
if I
Just get
roll
out
up
of
and
here.
shoot Lincoln Park in 1080p, I'm gonna have be so upset. So
You'd
I'm
be in
like,
trouble.
switch it back. But it's like now I just got the A7R5, um and it's a great stills camera, obviously, but it also shoots 8K, but it's 8K 24, and I would like to shoot slow-mo,
No,
but like
4K
the
is good enough.
megapixels.
The 4K is good enough.
4K is good enough, but it doesn't shoot 4K 120, it shoots 4K 60.
Still good enough.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think I need
You can do a
120. That
little
seems
bit.
excessive.
You can do a little bit, like just kind of like certain, kind of like almost like close-ups,
Yeah. And I'm
are
mostly gonna
nice.
be shooting stills anyway.
Yeah.
Um, a raw, obviously, but I'm like, do I take the A7S III because it shoots 124K, or do I take the A7R5 because the megapixels and the photos? So I'm for sure gonna do the A7R5.
Okay.
I've
Yeah.
decided. Thanks
Yeah.
for
See,
helping.
I'd love an A7S III. I want an FX3. I want an FX3 so bad.
The
Just
FX3s are great. They're coming out with another new one that's competing with the new Canon they just dropped.
yeah.
Um, they're like, oh, okay, Canon, hold on a second.
There's
Let me.
always something new. But like to me, I'm like, if you just had like one kind of like the
Yeah,
A7S III, it's just the perfect, beautiful video,
it's great.
beautiful everything. And to me, it's like the first time that Sony like delivered a camera that beat Canon.
Yep,
Because I have always liked the Canon color more.
yep. Oh, for
Like
sure.
the Sony color didn't really do it, but when they brought out that camera, it's such a beautiful camera.
That was
I
my
obsess over
argument
like that
for so
stuff
many
too.
years, and then when they brought that camera out, my friend was like, "You just shoot this one job
Yeah,
on it," and I was like, "Okay," and then I was like, "I'm getting a Sony."
the menus suck.
The menus suck. The menus suck. And they're different in every
Yeah.
model. And you know what the worst thing is? Sometimes your slot 1 and slot 2, they're different on different
Oh
models. So
no.
sometimes slot 1's like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Oh man.
Don't
It's
do
just
that.
like it's like a cell phone from the 80s
Yeah, I'm like,
or
what? It
90s.
really is. The menu is trash.
So terrible.
Trash.
Man. But the problem is they need to have a photographer design those menus for them, just like FPV people need
You're
pilots to
telling me
design the
that the
drones.
great Sony does not have a photographer in the office? Like, what are we
That's
doing?
what
What are we
they
doing?
need.
They
It's
have to
some
have
techie.
somebody,
It's some
but he's
techie
probably like,
dude.
I don't care as long as the thing looks cool.
Probably someone that likes spreadsheets.
It's for sure an Excel guy. It is an Excel guy. Just like, we
Oh
should make this
man.
the ugliest menu possible. Just piss
Okay.
everyone off. So funny.
Tell me your most horrible mistake where like like you were there and you didn't have a memory card or
Oh, dude,
the
that's like
file
a
got
normal.
corrupted or tell me
That's like a
some bad
normal
ones.
thing. I feel like that happens more often than people like to admit. I've definitely shown up to many a shoot and been like, forgot my memory card. But I always
But like
somehow have one somewhere, like just a spare. But it's always like a 16 gig. Like, why do I even
no,
have it?
you need tons of like see that's the thing. I used to get like 250 gig memory cards.
Yeah.
Now I just buy a ton of 64 and I just
Yep.
get tons of them and I'm
Just have
rich
them
with them. Like I have them in my pockets, I have them everywhere.
everywhere.
And I'm like, oh, because
Everywhere.
even a flight, you do a sketchy flight.
Yep.
Oh, I'll take that out. I have the flight at least. Now if something else bad happens,
We're
I have a
good.
new memory card.
Dude,
Everything's okay.
I even when I'm in abandoned buildings, like one of the biggest rules is like if you're about to get caught, like if there's security outside, if there's a cop outside, like take the memory card out, hide it, and then
Put it in your bum.
put a new memory card in, and then like snap a couple photos real quick. Cause if you get caught, they're gonna immediately be like, format your memory card, delete it.
Oh, for me, I do analog in the GoPro, right?
Yeah,
So the card's on the GoPro, but they don't know because my drone is
right.
weird, right?
Yeah.
So I have my hey, this is what I'm doing. Show them the analog, and if they want to delete it or take my memory card, I don't give a
That's
crap.
so funny. That's actually genius. So I don't have like a horror story of like myself, but I do have a horror story as a photographer. So and I'll share this. I won't name the person because like it's unnecessary, but
Yeah.
they know.
Okay.
And they're definitely not watching this. So like they're
Okay.
not 59 minutes in like is Kate talking about me? Anyway, so I went to photograph this band, and this band is like friends of mine. They're actually no longer even a band, so it doesn't matter. But they invited me to the show, gave me a photo pass, all access, backstage, everything, all that stuff. Before they go on stage, they're the headliner. I asked their drummer, I was like, hey, can I take some shots of you on stage, like playing the drums? Can I like come on stage in front of He was like, yeah, of course, no problem. He didn't tell his tour manager that he had approved this. So mid show, I go up to the drum riser. I'm taking some photos. The tour manager physically grabs me and pulls me off the stage. And he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I'm like, he said I could. He's like, "Get the fuck out! Like, get out of here!" And I was like, "Oh my god! Like, why?" And it wasn't worth me like giving my energy to like argue with this man because he was dead set on like "fuck you." And I was like, "Okay." So I set my camera down on a table backstage, and I was like, "Whatever, I'm just gonna go enjoy the rest of the show from the crowd, and I'll come back after, and we'll figure it out then." So I set my camera and my bag down, and I go into the crowd, and I just enjoy the rest of the show. So after the show, I go backstage, and the singer comes up to me, and he's like, "What happened?" And I was like, "He grabbed me and kicked me out," and I was like, I didn't really know what to do, so like I just miscommunication, whatever. And he was like, "I'm so sorry that happened. You're our guest here. You should never be treated like that." Blah blah blah. I was like, "It's all good. Like water under the bridge, no big deal." Um, and so like we hung out for a bit. I said bye, got my stuff, went to my car, and as I was walking in my car, you know how you like after a shoot you like scroll through while you're like walking to the car just to see like what you got. I'm scrolling through and I'm like, "Why is my card empty? What the fuck? Why is my card empty?" And so I call him. I'm like, "Yo, did your tour manager format my memory card?" He's like, "He doesn't even know how to use a camera." And I was like, "Did your photographer format my memory card?" And he was like, "Let me find out. I'll call you back." The tour manager told their touring photographer who knew me to format my memory card, which is insane. That's an insane thing to do. And, like, the problem wasn't that, like, of course, like, I was mad, but I was like, "Whatever, the show is whatever." I had filmed an artist interview earlier in the day for a client, and that was also for the whole card was formatted. So I not only lost my show photos, but I also lost this whole interview I'd done earlier in the day, and I was just like, "Dude, like, this is so messed up." As, like, a fellow photographer, I would never. That's crazy. Like, at least, like, wait till I'm back there and be like, "Yo, you
Or
gotta
something
delete
to
your photos."
say, hey, this person legitimately can be here.
It was
So
crazy, dude. And so, like, I
you'd be
was
dead
mad
to
about
me.
it for a
I'd be
long
like,
time.
you're
Yeah, it was crazy because, like, I obviously was mad about it for like a long time, and I didn't see this person for like a number of years. And then when I worked Warp Tour in 2017, that person was at an event that I was going to be working, like filming at for this magazine that summer. They did like an award show every summer. So they wanted me to go film behind the scenes at this award show. And this person was going to be there. And I was like, "Okay, well, I guess we'll have to like, deal with this later or just like pretend it, just not talk to this person, avoid them if I can, whatever." And then and then the magazine emails me and he's like, they're like, "Hey, this is your hotel for the event. You're gonna be sharing
staying
a
with this
room.
person.
You're gonna be sharing a room with this person." And I was like, "Oh my God, what?" So
Oh,
I get to
I'm
the
gonna put
room and
Nair in the shampoo.
bro, so we get to the room and we both like set our stuff down on the beds and I'm like, "All right, we gotta talk about this." And this person was like, "Yeah, I'm so sorry. I was just doing what I was told. I didn't really know like how to handle the situation. I'm so sorry, blah blah blah." And so we like squashed it. I was like, "It's all good. I get it. You were just doing your job, like pretty fucked up, but like I get it. It's all good. Like we're good." And this person's a really talented photographer, has done amazing things in the music industry, like has photographed some like very well-known people. Like crushing it. And it's just like this was just a horrible circumstance that happened. I think this person's great, super talented, all the respect. This situation in particular does suck. And but it's like a lesson to like tell other people like don't do that to another photographer. That's crazy.
Do that.
Um but even still there's like a little bit of like on their side like anytime I see this person at a show, which is like kind of rare, but anytime I do see them, they're always like, "Okay." And I'm like, "What? I didn't do anything." Like, why are we still with this energy? So it's like, I don't know. It sucks because like the person's dope and like I just want to be friends with everybody. Like, why we gotta have beef like that? I have no beef. But here
Yeah.
we are. And the photography community in like rock and metal is so small. Like we all know each other.
Yeah,
There's
no,
not that many of us.
that's a big reason why like I'm just starting to dive into everything. So I
Yeah.
really didn't want to like I didn't want to ever reach out and be like, "Hey, I want to film you," when I didn't have the tools or the experience. You
Yeah.
know, like I didn't want it. I wanted to kind of go on these missions, teach myself, learn everything
Sure.
to the point where it's like now I can say I want to do real estate or when you come with jumpsuit apparatus to
Mm-hmm.
Toronto, I'm going to
Yep.
come and fly with my little drone
Yep.
and you're going to be like, "Yeah," and I'm going to say yes to the opportunity.
Exactly. Exactly.
And it's just like to me, I'm like, it's so important to do it,
Yeah.
even though I totally like doing certain things the wrong way, like the
Sure.
things you can't do, like the
Yeah.
things you're not going to get permission to do.
Sure.
Just do them. Just do them. See if you can get away with them. Maybe you'll get in trouble, but it'll be worth it.
Yep.
But but the stuff where it's like you're connected to people, you create a friendship and stuff, and now we can have these experiences that
Mm-hmm.
like wouldn't have been happen if it wasn't kind of done that way,
For sure.
right?
Yeah. And to
So,
your point,
to, yeah.
Ralph in the comments said, "What percentage of time is ask permission versus just do it and apologize later if caught?" For abandoned
Me,
stuff, it's
that's
like
90%.
99% just do it, send it. And then like the 1% is like, if it's impossible and you can find the person that owns the property, just ask. Most of the time they're like, sure. Like, if you're just
Well,
a photographer, if you're not like going into like steel or break or graffiti, like they usually don't care. But yeah, most of the time we're just hoping for the best.
well, I don't know in the States if it's the same, but like here, for instance, Transit Canada governs the
Mhm.
air. As you're indoor, so if you're playing at some
Oh
like
yeah,
punky rock place or whatever,
sure,
like there's no you can do whatever you want.
sure. Yeah, I mean, it's the same here for sure. Like they can't control an indoor space.
So
Um,
the FAA doesn't because
Not
I know that
indoor
they make you
spaces.
have your license
Yeah,
if you do anything you get paid for. We don't really
correct.
have that.
Correct. Yeah. So if you're doing things commercially, but it's kind of cool because like that makes you like a pro. So like you're gonna get hired over someone that
I'm a
doesn't have
pro.
their a pro. I'm a pro. I get paid. That makes you a
I
pro.
can use Chat GPT for an hour. I literally did my test live. I did both of them. I did the first one and then
That's
I did
rad.
the advanced. So I'm like, I got both of the certificates. But while I did it, I also kind of did because it was multiple choice. I'm
Sure.
like, I'm pretty sure, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I could have passed it anyway,
Yeah.
multiple
The
choicing. But
answer is always C. Just it's always C every time. It's C. C is the answer.
But if this is Ralphie, I think this is my friend Ralphie. He's like a really proper, always done everything properly, like regular like DJI drones and
Oh
everything.
yeah.
So he came for a haircut, and then we've become friends through the FPV. And it's funny
Nice.
because he's that has always done everything properly, and then he sees me and he's like, I don't know, you can say what you think, Ralph, but we created a friendship, which I love that. Like
Sure.
I'm not so set in my ways, right? Like I love the whole, hey, we can respectfully disagree and like
For
you can do
sure.
things all properly and understand that like I don't want problems or anything.
Right.
But when they do happen, there is a sick part of me that kind of is happy. Like when security comes and kicks me out, I'm like, oh yes.
It definitely gives you a rush when you hear like like y'all better get out of that building. You're like, oh fuck, we
Yeah.
gotta go, we gotta go.
Yeah. It's like being a little kid, you know, and it's like I
Oh,
should
for
have
sure,
done
yeah, for sure. Like you just got caught with your hand in the cookie jar. You gotta go.
Yeah, there's a joy in that. There's a
Oh, for
huge like
sure.
childish joy
Yeah,
that I never want to go away.
yeah, but it's also like abandoned stuff specifically is like very dangerous. Like I'm not. Don't do
It's
it.
trespassing,
It's
so you can get
trespassing,
in
but
trouble.
also like you can get very hurt in these places. I've definitely like my legs gone through a floor. Like I interview people on my podcast about it, and like I've heard some like horror stories, like trying to climb over a fence, getting impaled on the fence, like
Oh,
dude, just crazy shootout, like shot up in a church, um one dude saw a kid fall off a roof.
Oh no.
My friend found a dead guy in a building. He was like trying to pull the copper wiring out of an elevator shaft and cut the wrong thing, and the elevator fell. And he like heard it falling, so he was trying to get out, and he got halfway out, and the elevator just like so my friend literally like happened upon this man's arms and torso, like at and like crushed by an elevator, and obviously had to call the cops because it's a body. So they called the cops, and he said it was like the most horrifying thing he's ever seen, and he only found him because he was like going in a corner to go pee and tripped over the dude's like arm. Like that's crazy. I was like, oh
Okay,
my
I'm gonna
god.
clip that. That's getting clipped.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad, dude. When he told the story on the podcast, I was like, "Oh my god."
Like
It's crazy.
I have two little ones. One was like, so the opportunity comes, right? So
Yeah.
when the car show comes to Toronto, that they have like all the car places there.
Yeah.
So I messaged every single car company like, hey, I'm coming. I can make a little drone video for you.
Sure.
Like, do you have any budget? Like, they messaged like 50 different companies because they're all into one spot,
Yeah.
right? I didn't make any money, but there
Sure.
was some people that let me fly through the cars.
Sure.
So I had my little drone and I did it. And it just so happened that I don't know, I hit the GoPro or something.
Oh
So
shit.
the lens is blurry.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I had that opportunity, but then I couldn't share that. I couldn't share that footage with
Ah.
anyone because I was like,
Damn. Oh, that's
And
crazy.
then there was another time where there was a construction site and there's a crane.
Yeah.
And you know how the crane is held by the two things? Like the
Yep.
hook is held by those two things.
Yep.
So like I'm gonna take my drone, I'm gonna fly through that. Like I'm gonna do it. I can do it, no problem. So I go to do it, and I hit the bloody thing, and my drone falls into a construction site.
Oh.
And there's like this area, I call it like Crane City. There's like
Sure.
8 cranes. There's
Yeah.
all this construction, and it's like near like a main street. So I'm
Sure.
just like, but there's the fences are pretty climbable.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I'm gonna get my drone back. And I climbed in, and then all the way through, and then there's the security thing. There's like cameras and stuff,
Yep.
and I went all the way down. I got my drone, and I got out, and it was like, oh, it felt so good.
It's crazy because like I don't know if it's the same in Canada, but here construction sites are considered federal property.
Oh, you can get in trouble, especially here. Here, it would be at nighttime. It's a serious
Yep.
crime.
Yep.
Like at daytime, it's not as bad. You can get
Right.
like I think like $1,000 fine or whatever. But if it's
Sure.
nighttime, it can be considered like robbery.
Yeah, for
Like
sure. Like intent to yeah, for sure.
yeah, it's treated differently at night.
There were these
Very.
2 super, like, popular guys that explored abandoned places, on YouTube, Sam and Colby, and they stopped exploring abandoned places because they were, like, exploring an abandoned construction site or what they thought was an abandoned construction site, got caught, got arrested, and both got felony trespassing charges. Felony
Amazing.
trespassing. So they were like, "Well, I guess we're done with this." So now they just do like ghost hunting and whatever.
Yeah.
They like audibled really hard into like the ghost hunting shit.
Like, oh man,
It's crazy.
I went. This is so like random, but it reminded me of that. My dad's in Perry Sound,
Yeah.
and my dad's like proper and like not fun. He's like a serious German that tucks his shirt into his pants
Amazing.
belt.
I love him.
He's a tech guy. He's worked for Bell his whole life, and now
Sure.
he's like retired in Perry Sound, and he likes not being around people.
Sure.
So he's like, and it's just like he's like, I make these drones and stuff, and still deep down inside want like my dad to be like, I'm proud of you. That's so
Of
cool. You're
course.
really smart or something,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
But it's just like his wife didn't want me to like bring my drone this time. And I told him, look, Dad, this is the one joy I have in my life. Like, I'm just like, I'm bringing it or I'm not coming.
Let me have this. That's so funny.
And so then when he's out at the lake, I got my daughter to like turn on all the lights. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do like the house tour, right? Because I'm
Oh
like,
my
I want to
gosh.
start shooting real estate. So what better to do than to use my dad's house? Right? I'm gonna fly through the house, gonna do the
Yeah.
outside.
That's amazing.
So my daughter's like looking at the window. I'm like, tell me if he starts coming up the lake, right? And I'm shooting through the house and outside.
That's so funny.
I
Oh my
haven't made
God.
that yet. But then on the way home, we went to go visit my Oma, like grandma German. And then we went to dinner with like some friends because my dad's in Parry Sound, my Oma's in Barrie, and then
Yeah.
we have friends in Barrie. So we had dinner with them, and they just so happened to have dinner right on the street where my Oma used to live. And I was telling my wife and everyone about how my Oma bought this house and she rented it, and then like you had those childhood memories. And then we ate at the restaurant. We ate at the restaurant on the street.
Yeah.
So it was just like, I'm gonna show you this. Yeah, this is terrible. I don't know if it's terrible. I think it's pretty wonderful, but let's just show you. So I went out. Oh
Bring
yeah,
me the
see, I was
horizon. God
bring me
bless
the
them.
horizon, right?
I'm gonna see them on
What
Sunday.
happened to my volume? What?
I'm gonna see them
You're
on Sunday.
seeing them on Sunday?
Yeah, we play a festival with them. We play Friday, they play Sunday.
I am so jealous of you. Like,
I love those guys.
okay, so yeah, I'll show you. I don't know if it'll even work. It might work. It might not work. My computer's doing funny things.
That's all good.
But basically, I went to my Oma's house, and I went around a corner. Oh, whatever. It's not working. It's not working. It's all good. So I went around. I'll send it to you when I finally edit the video or whatever.
Sure.
So I went around. I can't hear you. Some reason you got like quieter.
Oh, hello.
I don't know if I had.
Nothing changed.
Oh, I can kind of hear you.
Okay. Well, I gotta wrap it up anyway because I have a pet sitter coming to see my pets because I tour next month, so I have to have they have to come meet my pets and shit.
Okay. I went and I flew around my Oma's house and like I did the little tour with the little drone, and there were people in the backyard. And they weren't happy, so they tried to like catch my drone, and I got out of there. It was funny though. And then my wife got super mad at me. She's like, "That's so bad." I'm like, "But like, it's my Oma's house.
It's gonna be fine."
Kind of made it a little bit better. Like,
yeah.
Okay, well, it was wonderful hanging out, talking, everything.
Thank you.
I'll put the link to the podcast we had on your channel. Make sure you guys follow Kay. Wonderful person, great time. I could just sit and talk to you forever.
I'll have to come to Toronto. We'll have to do our flying.
Yeah. You're gonna come and I'm gonna teach. We're gonna do it one day. I'm gonna teach you everything. Okay.
Hell yeah. Sweet. Thanks for having me.
See ya.
Peace.